Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk, Let's Heal. Okay, and this interview it's overdue, and I tried to do this interview in sunny Kuwait, but it wasn't the right time. And we now know why, but we will share that later. I would like to introduce Reece, my brother Reece. Okay, and I don't know how to introduce you. My breathwork instructor. You know, I know the list has got longer since we. Where are you now, Reece? What's your? How have you elevated?
Appreciate. Yes. So my name is Reece. What do? I do many things, but along my journey, it's been me just sharing what works for me in my development with others. And that's gone down routes of starting from calisthenics, from fitness-based lifestyle, then into plant-based health, further into yoga and breath work, and also emotional trauma healing too. So I still do a little bit of everything, and I really custom my experiences for the person, for the people that I'm working with. And so, yeah, I would class what I do as spiritual and human development.
Yeah, definitely, and beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, I really think it's important to highlight, I hope you don't mind sharing, your age. You are only a young...
I'm 22.
22, mashallah. And you know what, I want to share that because I think that is such an inspiration in itself. And not that we're going to focus on it, but I have to say how amazing it was for me to be on the beach, you know, in Kuwait. And at the time, Black Lives Matters was full blown in the West. There was riots, there was this, there was that. And there you were just, you know, doing your chi. I'm going to say it wrong again. Qigong, right? Yeah, I got it right. Yay!
Yeah, you got that.
Doing your Qigong, you know, and that nobody flickered an eyelid, both speaking. So beautiful, you know, and I think that is an inspiration in itself. So really well done, Reece.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you on the beach spontaneously as well.
Me and my son, what are you doing? You're just like, what are you?
It was the most UK intro. What are you doing?
Now it's important to highlight, right? Because we was in lockdown, right? Now this is a beautiful thing, right? We was in lockdown and we were only allowed out in a curfew. So for me to see you on the beach, like, yeah, it was an answer to my blessing, you know, to my prayers, because I was like, I want some of that. All I knew is I want some of that. And then I said, you know, we exchanged, right? We were like, I think we're meant to meet. Like, you know what? Give me your Insta. What do you do? And then you had this post. Are you being supported? Wow. Okay. So it was really beautiful and timely. Now, we went on quite a journey, and I've got a surprise for you. I want to set the pace for you. I've got a surprise.
What do you mean?
I figured we can't go forward with this interview until people actually can appreciate the journey that we have both been on. So here's a little surprise. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Let's heal. Let's talk, Reece.
Let's talk. Let's heal.
Okay, so it's my last session, and I was like, Reece, we got to just connect, right? And share the healing journey. I've had 12 sessions, and I have to share like where I was, where I am, the power of breathing. Oh my goodness, I have lost weight. My body is stronger, right?
and I'm so doing things that I'd never anticipated. Right? I have my journal, so we're going to reflect on how far this journey has gone.
Yes.
So, handing over. I just got to quickly get the setting right. Look how beautiful, mashallah.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't know how powerful healing could be. So we break it down.
Break it down.
Break it down. So
Break down the healing.
you know.
You had to. It fills me up, man. It fills me up.
I mean, the space just, I think, in itself was so amazing. And the reason I want to bring it up is because yes, I had 12 sessions with you. You would pick me up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I did.
Because it was so hot in Kuwait that we were like, the morning time was the best time to go out, right?
It was.
And, you know, and what you taught me, and I said, when I first got into England, I was like, oh, it's so great, you know, and once I sorted out my environment, I realized that what you taught me was a gift, because it was something that I could reach into, and I was like, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to breathe, you know, and really just grow again, you know, because we do this. So thank you, Reece. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. The experience we shared together was a pleasure. And when I say a pleasure, it doesn't even just do it justice, because the awe, the kind of, like when I say awesome, I was left in awe daily. Even when I'm like on my bed and my drool's on my pillow, and I'm like, okay, Shalina, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna, we're gonna find it. And I just appreciate us to,
But I think the fact that it was knocked down, the beach, literally, we had a whole beach to ourselves with us swimming. I remember
sunrise, salt water. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying.
You know I had to get me one of these. Oh. Seriously, and I use this to actually help me understand how I'm feeling as well, because I find that when I'm really relaxed, this you know, the sound, it's such a beautiful, and it just, you know, and if I've got a discomfort now,
space gives you space to breathe, space to check in. Sometimes I put it like, when I do it, sometimes I put it by my head if I'm overthinking. Sometimes if I feel like I'm unsure about what I'm feeling, I'll hold it by my heart. And it really, sound is something that is so beautiful, and it's a tool of mine.
Yeah, and I felt that if I'm in a discomfort, you know, it just, I'm like, something's bothering me, you know, let me try, let me breathe it out. And now, one thing that I appreciated about you was that you understood, and I was very assertive, I guess. And I said, look, I'm a Muslim, and, you know, I know that some practices coming from yoga really are just not correct for me. So you listened, and we were able to convert some of the things. So for example, I loved when we turned Om into Alif Lam Mim. It was so beautiful, you know. I want you to begin to share now. I obviously, the reason I brought you onto the interview, and I know we've taken a long time to finally get to you, but I needed everyone to understand the journey, because when I met you, I was in a situation with my ex-husband, who unfortunately was suffering with mental health issues. I was in carer mode. I said to you, I described it as I feel like the color has been drained out of life, you know, and we went on a journey, you know, and I just want you to share with everyone. I know you use so many techniques with me, but I just want you to share with everyone from your point of view as a practitioner, that journey, and how people can start to channel their breath work into healing.
Received that question, yeah.
And I just gotta let everyone know, this is what Reece does. When you have a conversation with Reece, he doesn't instantly answer you. He's like, and he absorbs a question, and you have to wait patiently. And I've become that way. You've taught me even in responding.
In responding, yeah. Well, that's the first thing. If you put out a keyword like responding, in life we can react to things and like jump. We can like really just jump to it and be very sporadic with our energy. We can take a moment, and sometimes that moment in your day is taking a moment to stop and pause, like a conscious pause. Letting everything flood in and letting it all pass through you. Whatever you need to feel, maybe checking in, maybe asking yourself, how do I feel right now? What do I need to embody right now to get this thing done? Who do I need to become? Who am I becoming today? So you asked a lot. There's a lot to unpack from that, from that one question, right? But I would say a conscious pause, whether that's someone asking you a question, whether that's checking in with how you feel, taking a moment. And then the breath, right? The breath is that thing, that thing that says, you're going to live whether I focus on you or not. You're going to live, you're going to breathe, whether you focus on your breath or not. But the quality of your life will change when you put your mind on it. And the funny thing about it is you're just dropping your mind out of your mind. You're dropping your mind out of your head, and you're putting your mind, your awareness inside your body, grounding it. One beautiful thing, especially if there are a lot of, if you have a lot of Muslim followers on your platform, a huge thing I came to appreciate about Islam is the prayer and how grounding it is, because it's all in the direction of the floor. And anything that is heavy for you in life, you can give it to the ground. Allah made Mama Earth. It's like the earth is the mother, like yourself, the healer, the taker of all burden.
I love that when we first engaged, so you sent me a video. You said, first of all, I want you to watch this video. And it was about the rescuer and what was the other role? Rescuer and do you remember? And
yeah, it was talk to me.
Yeah, and I remember watching that video. Are you the victim or the rescuer? Right, it was one of two. And you know, of course, every time, and you know what I think is really powerful, and I want people to understand, I did not talk to you about my life. You just said to me, Shalina, breathe, you know, and our sessions weren't about me talking and whatever. You know, you would allow me, you'd never stop me.
Sure.
but I didn't have to divulge anything. The breathing, I think you just made me aware that number one, I was still talking about him. You'd say, what about you? What about you? What about you? And it was like, yeah, you know. So, yes,
bringing the attention back to the self, innit? Back to where it's important.
Yes. I have a lot of Muslim followers, but I actually also have a lot of non-Muslim followers. And, you know, I think, yes, channeling the breath work and then into prayer, into meditation, I can't describe to people how I realized how we become like this, right? Life just does this to us. And by the end of my journey with you, I was like in the morning, I was waking up. I was like, you know?
Illuminating the space.
Let me breathe. You know what I mean? And that's what I've taken with me, you know. And I know that there were different techniques, you know, and
plenty.
Yeah, but you know what really amazed me was you can smoke weed, you can have a drink, but have you tried breath work? Because do you remember there was this one time I was like, Reece, I am so like, we've done the color thing where the colors changed, right?
Yes,
and,
yes.
You know, and it was just so amazing. It was euphoric, right? And how beautiful that we've been given such a beautiful gift from the Almighty. You know, that really is the healer. It does it. It's like we don't have to hurt ourselves and do the work. Like it just happens.
Releases, yes. Just release your whole heart on your breath. Yeah. Every time you breathe out, let your whole heart get taken away. Let it all just like, yeah. Elif, love.
Yeah. Now, I know that you said the interesting thing that when people speak to you, you are one, responding, and two, you are checking in. And I think, you know, you being around, you lead by example, you know. And of course, I'm going to put your connection there. I have to say that anyone that chooses to have you coach them, you know, or what, I couldn't say, this is what Reece does. I couldn't say it. And, you know, for a young lad of 22, mashallah, I love that you're like, let me just flick through my catalogue and cater a program to, she needs some of this, you need some of this, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, the one most powerful thing, I wish I could take the picture off the wall, I've got it stuck on the wall, was when I wrote a blog about it, right? About when I had to get in touch with my animal. You had me picking up rocks and hurling them over my head like,
yeah, I remember.
You know,
let it off.
And then it was like, you know, at first you are like, and then there was the crawling, and you were like, yeah, just get into it, you know, and I'm crawling. But the bit that got me, remember? And then I crawled backwards, and then I just went into this. I was like, I need a minute. I need a minute. I just sat there, and you went to the end of my path, and you took a picture. And that picture is iconic for me because it was so painful for me to physically move backwards and crawl backwards. And I was just like, this path is so symbolic of what I do. Every time I go back into a toxic relationship, a toxic environment, you know, and I know everyone has different, you know, their different ways of looking at things, but yeah, I just wanted to highlight that there were just so many different things that we did, you know, in the whole 12, you know, being in the park, for example, grounding our feet in grass, you know, nature.
I want to add, like, so much of what we did was just getting out of our comfort zone too.
Yeah.
Was as much as we can, putting ourselves outside of that zone that we're not usually going to push that far, and to also bring forth parts of ourselves that don't always get spoken or don't always get expressed. And to me, that's impressive. That's impressive to see, to be, not just to see with my eyes, but to be inside the vibe or the container of someone being themselves in a new way. For me, that opens my heart up.
It was amazing because you got me to fill out this objective plan. What do I want to get out of it? And I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to have color back in my life. It was just so surreal because when I reflected back on that plan, I was like, well done, Reece. Job well done. Because, you know, I was just full of so much life, and that was a beautiful thing. But like I said, everything is timely. It's taken a long time for us to.
It's a process. It's a constantly growing process.
But this is lifelong learning. And of course, I love now that my children, they meditate. They're like, even my son, he's 4 years old, when we were going to the beach, he'd be like, Mummy,
God love.
Let's meditate. And he would close his eyes. And then I sorted out my garden. And then he was like, Mummy, let's meditate. You know, and it was just, and then I can say, Mummy's praying, Mummy's meditating. They know, right?
They respect that container.
They understand we need to be within sometimes, right? We've got it, right? It's so important for our mental health. Oh my goodness. How many people's mental health is suffering right now, right? We could talk all day. I really hope that this interview has done you justice, because you know what, you need to. I pray that, you know, you get to touch people, and you're going to be doing some time with my son, inshallah, once he finishes his exams, because I was like, yeah, you need a dose of Reece, you do. And he follows you, of course, on Insta.
He does. Tay is awesome.
Yes. So, yes, I'm going to finish on another surprise. I hope you enjoy it. You have to. Love a surprise. Love the surprises, right? So here we go. From the words of Reece himself.
So the breathing exercise is really, really simple, right? It's easy as 1, 2, 3, and they're the numbers that we're going to use. So we're going to inhale 3 times consecutively and then exhale 3 times consecutively. So the rhythm will be like this. The demo of the exercise is like this. In through your nose 3, out through your nose 3. And that is the demonstration of how you can put a timer on to do it for 2 minutes without stopping. And then at the end of the 2 minutes, breathe in, 1 full deep breath, and hold your breath at the top, as long as you can.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. And we are going to sign out. Let's heal, let's talk, keep tuning in.
Let's talk, let's heal. Hold tight.
Yeah.
Hold tight.
Yes.
Listen, Reece, what a beautiful journey, and it's not going to finish here, right? We're going to keep it moving, inshallah. But thank you so much, really, for blessing me, for being a part of my journey, and I hope that others can benefit, okay? So this is
And
me,
thank you for having
Shalina,
me.
signing out. Reece, any last words?
Any last words? Come get your energy right on my Instagram. I do a class every Tuesday and Saturday. Just get your energy. It's just we're just expressing. We're gonna sigh, release, let it all off. That's all. Come through. My Instagram is expanding .with.Reece.
I will put it all in the description.
Thank you for having me.
Peace and
I
blessings.
really appreciate you adding to my experience today.
Peace and blessings.